Now, renaming of Kotoka International Airport to Accra Airport asanso generate a lot of argument and debate enya asem ketewa kura ni nyina ne say the people of Ghana titru ene la omo so say ene so omo transidin na omo hwe niam ekoso ni mampanyi say oba besisa Kotoka International Airport no waye na Accra International Airport na omo ti ase a enye ni nyina ne say asase na airport no esisuo no la manche na ede ema aban ede si airport no nti enei se ehu akwakohia se ebeyi Kotoka din ede afiso na yede obi din atoso na obi ba si airport ho ananse obi atidin na watimi abisa se hwan ena ne din da ade esu ne atimi aka na bakwasem ne ade a ene the former chief ananse ohini asabre no ode asase no ema aban de yes airport na efe ni aje na no o deserve si ade ni din eto airport no so anye sa omo so omo ti ase enye ye esanse no be pimu Ashanti Media Kumasi a enim se nana prempe the first idin eneda airport no so nti se ye de edin etoto monumental project bi so sa na se ahemfo so ye de to so na ye dia ene ni aje na no ono nso ye de ni din to ye airport no so a eyeye na nsem a omabro so de enya asem ketua abusua ye beji bre ni akwa kotie nsem ne bi na ye nso ya dwen kire fa sa nsem no no yetumi e de ato come.
Why will La not be happy with the airport being named after Accra?
Okay, so here's the story. Once upon a time, you like telling stories, so let me tell one. Now, once upon a time, the La people gave a lot of lands for national development. And the chief at the time, that's Nia Jonano, who gave all these lands for national development purposes strictly and not for third-party use, as has been today seen, where politicians and all manner of people are annexing state lands, bungalows, and other stool lands that belong to the La people and other stools elsewhere across the country. Indeed, this phenomenon started in Accra, but now has spread across the country, and so people are beginning to understand why we are saying the things that we say. So in the north today, there's gold, so people are moving there. There's an airport, people anticipate that there'll be development, so people are stealing the lands there, and so on and so forth. Bungalows are being annexed. The president last week, on the front page of the graphic, indicated that they have taken a decision to stop all of these things and retrieve those lands. Oral must work, and oral is not just about retrieving monies from people like the Ken Ufriates and others who have plundered the wealth of this country, but it includes the lands and the bungalows that your colleagues in government and those in the NDC and any other party for that matter may have taken. So the president has said that these were not meant for that purpose. They will be retrieved. Can you imagine that, for example, a chief justice will buy Cantonment's land for 7,000 Ghana cedis? I'm sure you know which chief justice it is, right? You know.
Are you referring to Sophia Akufu?
Yes.
Because you made that allegation. I don't know whether it's true.
No, but I did an Article 146 petition against Sophia Akufu, which your president, John, no, it's not John, Nana Akufo-Addo, refused to act on for 2 years. Why? Because he knows it's a fact. And the list attached to it gave lists of people, including his entire cabinet, Napo, who ran with your Mia, and many others. Jake Mensah, who is brother-in-law to Kufo, and many others. Your own boss, your boss here, Zoom Lion and others. You understand? So he wouldn't act on it. But the bottom line is that these are our lands and the lands are gone. They must be retrieved. And so we salute Oral and we salute the president. We would help him retrieve those lands, not for our purposes. But that if there's civil aviation land, for example, that you cannot claim that has not outlived its purpose, has indeed outlived its purpose, then the Constitution is clear in Article 25 and 6 that the first right of refusal should come to the original landowners. That's the last two from which it was acquired. So we would insist on the right thing being done. That one is a must. Now, having said that, I think also that if we have given land for the university and the land manager at the time, that's near Onano, and this is the last bit of the story that I want to tell you. He was being distilled for giving the land for the University of Ghana, and we said, okay, fine. And
who was distilling him?
The La people were not happy because he was giving too much of our lands out. Some of them. Now, the bottom line is this, that if there should be a name put on it, at the very least, we said, okay, at the time that people were canvassing for J.B. Dankwa to be put on that, why don't we have the one who virtually lost it all for giving it all? That is Ni Aje Onano.
So we should call it the Ni Aje Onano International Airport.
No, we were canvassing for the university at the time, and or another national, monument, because our heritage is important and we must preserve it, just like we've done in Kumasi with Prempeh the First. Prempeh the First would make people ask a question: who is Prempeh the First? And then that history will be told in much the same way, because he was a chief in Ashanti and he had a lot of history behind him. But did you know about Adjo Nano's story before today?
No, until you told me earlier.
Exactly.
This evening, yeah.
So if we had named a national monument like the airport and people traveled in Accra through near Adjo Nano, the 5th International Airport, people would say, oh, who was he? They would know. There'll be things that you were on the board.
So he's the one who gave the land.
Yeah,
he was a chief at the time when he gave the land to the British to be. 1940s.
Listen. I'm saying that he gave most of our lands out for national development. Forget about the time span, because it varies. All lands were not given in 1 year.
But he gave most of it.
Most of the lands, yes.
Including the airport.
Do you have a fixation on a particular one and a particular year?
No, I'm listing it down. The airport, the University of Ghana, and which one?
I'm saying to you that, okay, let me just maybe piggyback into politics where you really want to remain tonight, because you started extensively on that. Do you want to give a lot of credit to Kufuor for something he did? Yes, you can find some things. Do you want to give a lot of credit to Rollins for some things he did? Yes, you can find that. And we can find reasons to give credit to all manner of people, including Baumia, your Baumia, okay? Now, if we can find reasons to give credit for that, I'm just telling you that he gave a lot of lands. So let's just leave it at that. You can go check whoever gave whichever lands, but the bottom line is that Adjo Nano, the 5th, gave a lot of lands, including the University of Ghana. And so we started from there. So
what is the concern about the airport being named after Accra for Lap people?
We have no difficulty. And I like your intro without the mischief. Now, the first part is that Accra International Airport, or Accra Airport, was the original name that the founder of this country, Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, gave to the airport. Beautiful name. We have no difficulty with it whatsoever. It is part of our heritage, and if it remains like that, we like it. But unfortunately, history told us that in 1966, there was a coup that overthrew the president. The first coup, aided by the CIA, because the documents show, the CIA, the classified files show that it was the CIA that aided your antecedents, the UP at the time, that's the MPP, today's MPP, then to, overthrow Nkrumah for all sorts of reasons. They overthrew him. Do we want to reflect the Accra International Airport or those coup makers and glorify coup making? And I don't subscribe to coup making, whether it's NDC engineered or CPP or whatever else. I don't believe in that. So I'm saying to you that if we want the story told right, then Accra is fine. We have no difficulty. But if we think that Accra is not good enough, then I think Prempeh the First is good enough for the heritage purpose, then who else but the one who gave most of the lands? That is the story of Ni Adjo Nano the 5th. But we are happy to have him at the University of Ghana for the reasons I've told you, and maintain the Accra International Airport for the purpose of history.
Okay, so your real preference is that Ni Nano be named after the University of Ghana, but
exactly.
Accra Airport is fine.
Very fine. I mean, didn't you enjoy your time there as board chair
of
the Ghana?
Thank you very much. That's Prince Derek Adjei. I think he's made the point.